As a Christian, has this ever happened to you? This is Frank and Louie. They're co-workers. Frank asks Louie, "What are your plans for the weekend?" Louie says, "Nothing much, catching up on yard work Saturday. Sunday, we're having a cookout at the church." Frank replies, "Church? You go to church? Like a Christian church?" "Yes," says Louie. "You're welcome to come if you'd like." "No offense, Louie, but no thanks. I don't hate Christianity. I just think it's confusing," says Frank. "What makes it confusing for you?" asks Louie. Frank says, "If God created everything, who created God? Doesn't science prove there is no God? Is there proof Jesus existed? Doesn't the Bible contradict itself? What about evolution? Why so many denominations? Which one is true? Isn't Christianity just copying Egyptian religions? What about all the errors in the Bible? If the Bible was written by people, how can we trust it? Why have so many terrible things been done in the name of Christianity? Aren't all religions the same? Aren't all religions made up?
Why are the Old Testament laws so brutal and weird? Doesn't Christianity ruin politics? My uncle was a Christian and he was really annoying and mean. What about dinosaurs? Isn't Christianity oppressive to women? Did Noah's Ark really happen?
Before we begin, I just want to say this video series is for everyone. Christians, non-believers, people on the fence, or people from other faiths. This channel isn't about attacking anyone's beliefs or arguing. It's also not about forcing Christianity on you. It's about clearing up misunderstandings, exploring big questions, and seeing how Christianity fits into culture, history, and even self-development. If you're a non-believer with an open mind, you're in the right place. If you're already a Christian, this series is going deeper than Sunday school. There's a lot to unpack, so I went with a series instead of making one long-winded video. I'm only mentioning some of the objections here. I plan to do a deeper dive into each one of these topics and more in future videos. I'm also open to suggestions, so you can put them in the comments section. Be sure to like and subscribe to see my other videos as I make them. Misconceptions everywhere. People hear claims that Christianity borrowed from Egyptian myths, that the Bible contradicts itself, or that Christians ignore science. Biblical illiteracy. Many Christians have never studied their own scriptures, so they can't explain what they believe. Moral questions. People wrestle with suffering, hell, violence in the Old Testament, and God's morality. Denominations and confusion. With so many Christian groups, it's hard to know who's right or what Christianity even is. The self-development filter. Not quite an objection, but secular self-help uses ideas from the Bible, but Christianity itself gets pushed to the margins. Cultural noise. YouTube debates, TikTok misinformation, clickbait atheism, everyone has an opinion. Few study the sources. Red herrings. Conversations get derailed by topics that don't address the actual claims of Christianity. A lot of life advice we hear today, purpose, identity, forgiveness, discipline, actually comes from the Bible. But because it's labeled Christian, people avoid it. This channel will explore those ideas without pressuring anyone. So you're telling me Christianity is hard to defend because everyone's confused? Pretty much, but if we sort through the confusion piece by piece, it's easier to understand than people think. And that's exactly what this channel is here to do. One important thing to understand about this series is that we're not fully answering these objections just yet. This series is about showing why Christianity can be difficult to defend and categorizing the many different kinds of objections people bring up. The goal is to make these conversations easier to navigate and easier to study. A lot of people assume that if a Christian doesn't have an answer to the objection, then no answer exists, but that's not necessarily true. There's an entire field dedicated to these topics called Christian apologetics. The people involved in it are called Christian apologists. They study history, archaeology, philosophy, science, theology, and more to respond to objections against the Christian faith. Some well-known Christian apologists like Lee Strobel and Alistair McGrath actually started out as atheists themselves. The point of this channel isn't to pretend Christians always have immediate answers. It's to show that questions can be explored, objections can be investigated, and conversations about Christianity don't have to stop at confusion.